Well, Ashley and Brent, members of the community, were hoping to speak out during public comment, but because this was held virtually over Zoom, they were limited to only talking through the chat room, which many were not happy about, although the school district still choosing to address the incident.
People are angry. There's outrage in the community.
During Naugatuck's Board of Ed meeting Thursday evening, education leaders addressed the incident in which the police chief's daughter was accused of sending racist Snapchat posts 2 years ago.
And we've heard from numerous folks, especially our students, especially our students of color, especially our Black and brown students, that having a voice, being heard, is something that we need to improve upon.
Leaders say they are trying to learn from the incident and help dismantle systemic racism in various ways, such as adding Black and Latino history classes and hiring more diverse staff.
We should have been diverse from the start. No matter what incidents have happened in the past, there always should have been some Black history classes taught.
Community members planning to speak out during the public meeting were not happy they were only able to make comments through the virtual meeting's chat room.
The board will not permit in public session any expression of personal complaint about school personnel nor against any person connected with the school system.
So I couldn't see what other members of the community were saying, which is like, it's kind of defeating the purpose. It felt like super controlled.
Some residents say they would like to see town leaders address the incident head on, considering it involves Naugatuck Police Chief Stephen Hunt and his wife, Jonna Hunt, who is a vice principal in the district.
I know what's best for my community, and I know that what is going on is completely wrong and shouldn't be going on no matter where we live.
The girl who made these violent racist comments, both of her parents have positions in power in Naugatuck. The fact that nobody's talking about it and everybody's just kind of dancing around what we all know is just really disappointing to me.
The couple did release a statement last month saying, while we fully intend to hold our daughter accountable for her mistakes, we will continue to offer her the same unconditional love any parent would show a child who has erred but showed remorse. And currently, the Naugatuck police chief remains on administrative leave pending the results of this investigation. Live in Naugatuck tonight, Tania Maldonado, Fox 61 News.